What's up? How you doing? Marc, InsaneSounds. We have a studio down State Road 7 by the Lauderdale Mall, kind of by UPS, right in the warehouse area. It's pretty close by. We've been there a while. We do a lot of local acts, some national acts, yeah. What's up?
Well, if they're running late, that's one thing, but that's not what the
So,
schedule says. If you look at
do
your
a whole different types of music.
to the whole
I mean, I would say predominantly
yesterday.
hip-hop and R&B. We do a lot of R&B.
I mean, look at it right now. If they're running late, they're running late, but she has to go, she has to go.
Dabble in some country, Shania Twain type pop stuff.
Cafeteria.
But I would say 60 to 65% is R&B and hip-hop.
All right, well, can she spend 10 minutes with them?
Yeah.
And then go? Oh, she left. Okay.
Yeah, mostly with
Okay, well, it's on this present at home, we have to cancel. They can go out and see the fire engine or even the EMT, the ambulance also.
If it's, if we're writing a song that they come in with a melody, now we gotta write the music to it, then we'll write the music to how they have the melody in their head, and we'll get there, and then we're like, all right, you know how you say this line, da-da-da-da, or take out that word, why don't you substitute this word, because, you know, it's too many syllables there, it's not really fitting with the music, so that's why we'll help with that. Now, if they want it from scratch, you say, okay, what do you want to talk about? What do you want the song to be about? Give me a phrase that we can go by. And that's usually how you start, just a phrase. Catchy phrase, that could be the chorus. It could end up starting as the chorus, and it just ends up to be part of the verse somewhere. Not a big part of the song, and the song takes on a life of its own. So a lot of times that's how it is. When you're writing stuff, you never know how it's going to turn out. On the hip-hop side, guys come in with beats very often, whether they're downloading it from the internet, going to the different sites where people are broadcasting their beats that you got to pay for them, to kind of steal them until they need them or they're going to use them, and then we go from there. And we recorded their vocals in the booth, make them sound right, line up their vocals with their. Does everyone have any experience either at home messing with recording software or verses and stuff? Cool. What are you using? Just whatever's on the computer? Yeah, so it's the same type of thing. We use Pro Tools, which is kind of like the industry buzzword standard of recording software. Which, I mean, it's all colors because it just tells me what instruments I'm working with. But what this is, I mean, for this in particular, is the easiest, the most easily recognizable, is volumes for each individual vocal take. If you vocal take, instrument, bass drum, hi-hat, snare drum, everything has a volume. This is like what you would see in magazines or in pictures or on MTV when the guy or girl's in the booth and the guy's outside talking on his talkback mic, you know, do it again, and he's got the big console. It's the same exact thing except it's virtual. So that's what that is on the board here. Let me see if I can bring up a track. This is what they were putting on their house. Yeah. All right, so here's a song. This was, you can see how many different takes, instruments, tracks, vocals that it takes to make a song that you just heard for 4 minutes on the radio, and how much work really goes into it. Does anyone remember this? They still play it once in a while. We did this song in studio. So now you're listening to it, and it's cool to just listen to a song at face value for what it is, but you're like, all right, what's really involved in this track? So this is just one of the instruments of the producer that made the track. He brings it to us to sweeten every sound. I'm just turning on the different instruments that they use. So you realize how much work really goes into making this music. You get the bass in there. And then we have the hi-hat. Let's see if we can bring up the volume on it because the speaker system we're using here. That's the juke hi-hat right there. Now, as you see with the claps, it's all about layering. Because, let me see if I can. a lot of buttons. But here's, let's say, the clap track. It's a snap. But we're like, okay, we need a little more than that. It's a little too small. So we go, we added another one, a different type of snap. And then we said, let's add another one. So it's nice and thick. So then...
Turn it up with the handset. Turn it up with the handset.
Alright. Alright.
Hey, rock me like that, right?
That's, you know, if we had a bigger woofer here, you'd really hear what's going on. But that's the 808. And a lower one that goes underneath it. Obviously, we can't reproduce it. And then with those 808s, the boom, 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 that's all nice. But like on a system like this, you can't hear it. Because you'd be like, it's mushy. So we gotta have a hard kick with it. Alright, so now let's get rid of them all. This is just, S is for solo, like so you just hear that one track. So now we're gonna take them all off. Now let's go down to the vocals.